The aim of Twim, Tranquil Wisdom Insight Meditation, is to let go of craving and tension. It's not to get rid of any thoughts. You can't predict how a sit will go, so it's best to not have any expectations. A good meditation can be calm and quiet, or it can be very active. But even when 100 times a hindrance arises and you are able to notice it and apply the 6 R's, that would be considered a very good meditation, because you are teaching yourself to become mindful, you're learning how to recognize distractions, you are generating a very wholesome state, and you are letting go of craving bit by bit every time you use the 6 R's. We use the Brahma Viharas for this practice, starting with loving kindness and applying right effort by using the 6 steps. And a bit later on in this video I will go through each step. Keep the mind soft and light. Don't strive for anything. Have fun. Don't judge yourself for any mistakes you may make, because we all make them. Sit comfortably but alert. You should be able to sit for at least 30 minutes without any pain arising because of some bad posture. You can sit cross-legged on the floor, on a mat, you can use a meditation bench, or you can sit in a regular chair. Just make sure you don't lean heavily back into it. It's very important to not move. Don't shift your posture, don't move your legs, don't move your fingers. You can cough, you can swallow, but for the rest, try to sit as still as a statue. That will make sure that you don't keep the attention on the body later on. Close your eyes and don't immediately jump into the meditation. For the first few minutes, just check in with yourself. How is the body feeling? What's happening in the mind? Is it quiet? Is it busy? What is its mood? And then you start by sending loving and kind thoughts to yourself for the first 10 minutes. Smile with the lips, a little smile, but also smile with the eyes, the mind, and particularly the heart, because this will help you to generate a loving, wholesome feeling. Remember a time when you were happy and at ease. Maybe you were holding a baby in your arms and looking into their eyes. Maybe you were cuddling with a pet, or you were just sitting on a bench in a park on a beautiful day. If you don't have any such memories, it's okay to imagine this. Let a warm, glowing feeling in the center of the chest arise, and make a wish for yourself. You need to feel that wish. So if you feel particularly peaceful, you could say to yourself, may I be peaceful, may I be free from suffering. Or if you are happy, you could say, may I be happy. You put your feeling and yourself within the chest, and you surround yourself with that feeling. Radiate that feeling to yourself. It can be very strong or extremely subtle, but when you sincerely wish yourself this feeling, you can assume that it is there. The wish is not meant to be a mantra, so there is no need to keep repeating it over and over again. Just say the sentence once or twice as a support, and radiate that feeling for as long as you can. When that feeling fades, you can use the same wish or make a new one as long as you feel that wish. It might initially feel a bit weird to send yourself loving kindness, but it's really okay. You are doing a very wholesome thing here, so you deserve some loving kindness. If the mind wanders, you just notice it. Thoughts, hindrances, distractions, whatever you want to call them, are not your enemy. You don't need to stop them. You allow them to be there, just don't give them any attention. If thoughts are in the background, but you are still able to stay on the object, you can ignore them. They will fade away by themselves without having to use the 6 R's. There is also no need to 6R every thought that comes through. Only when you are completely distracted or when you are accidentally focusing on the breath, you can use the 6 R's. Sometimes there might arise what is called observation thoughts. These are thoughts like, oh, my mind is very clear now, or I feel happiness arising. They occur one time, and because there is no craving in them, you don't need to use the 6 R's. So the 6 R's are: first, you recognize that there is a distraction, no matter if it's pleasant or unpleasant. Don't analyze what it is and don't try to label it. The more you do this recognize step, the more habitual it will become for you to notice when you get distracted. Next, you release the distraction, and this is where the letting go of that hindrance happens. You allow it, but you don't fight with it. You don't keep your eye on it because that would make it bigger. It might disappear, it might stay a bit, but just move your attention to the relax step. So first you recognize, oops, I was distracted, and then you release by shifting the attention towards the relax step. You relax the tension and tightness that is always caused by a distraction. You might notice it in the body, in the head. Often you can feel the tension around the eyes or in the forehead, or you notice the tension in the mind. And when you do the relax step, you will notice that the mind becomes very clear, quiet. It might feel a bit spacious without thoughts, and that is a sign that you did the relax step. Next, you re-smile, and this will bring the mind back towards a wholesome state. Then you return to your object of meditation, and finally you repeat, which just means you continue what you are doing, maintaining that loving kindness until you get completely distracted once again. This is a flow of steps you want to get into. Don't verbalize each step, just do them. Do all 6 steps in that order without skipping some of them and without adding other things to them. Now the mind is very persistent, so that craving might not go away after using the 6 R's just once. But after a while of consistently using the 6 R's, whenever you are completely distracted, craving will start to lose its energy. It will start to fade and eventually disappear completely. After 10 minutes, you start visualizing a smiling spiritual friend. In another video, we will explain how to pick a suitable spiritual friend. You can see them in a picture, smiling, but some people find it easier to use words, for instance, their name. As long as you are aware that you are sincerely wishing them well, that is what matters. So the object of meditation is the radiating of loving kindness, making a wish for your spiritual friend's well-being and seeing them smile. Some find it helpful to imagine that you put about 70% of the attention on the observing of the loving kindness, seeing it flow out, 25% on the feeling of your wish, and just about 5% on the visualization of your friend. When the visualization starts to get fuzzy or even disappears, don't worry about it, just bring it up again, and don't spend too much time trying to make a perfect picture, so to speak. It's not nearly as important as the radiation of the loving kindness or making the wish. So to review, sit for at least 30 minutes, but always longer whenever you can, without moving. You start by radiating kind and happy wishes for yourself for the first 10 minutes, and then you switch to a spiritual friend and radiate kind and happy feelings to them for the rest of the session, which would be at least 20 minutes or so. And every time you notice that you are completely preoccupied with thinking, you apply the 6 R's.